Morning. Happy Thursday. I'm laughing because my air conditioning just stopped. I'm gonna have to turn it back on in a second. Anyway, let me do this introductory stuff first. So, today is the 19th day of August. This is the 54th episode of the Be Your Own Hero show. Hero is an acronym, it means helping everyone reach optimism, which means that giving is a reciprocal action. You get as much from giving as you give. And the concept of this show is basically an extension of this clothing brand that I created during the pandemic. And the purpose of the clothing brand is to provide the unhoused with two things: brand new clothing and wearable affirmations that should uplift their spirits. So that's the concept. If you want to support, the website is giveherohoodies.com. So check out the store. There's t-shirts, socks, hoodies, sweatshirt, whole range of things. So please check it out and support. Each of the items triggers a secondary item that's given to the unhoused. All right, just a quick disclaimer. I am not a personal trainer, nor am I a financial advisor. I'm just telling you the things that have worked for me during my journey to become my own hero. All right, I think that's it. Oh, shout out to New Thought Media Network for allowing me the space and opportunity to talk about my journey of becoming a hero. I hope there's something here that inspires you to become your own hero. Please check out the website, ntmedia.org, and you can donate and find out what else is available on the platform. Okay, check me out here Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern. Today is Tally Thursday. And I thought what I'd do for the tally is run through the most recent donations because I didn't have time to talk about them in depth before. So before I do that, let me do the tally for the run, my charity run, my birthday run, which has become a charity run. For those of you just joining us, I started running on the first day of June to challenge myself for my birthday month to run at least a mile a day for the month of June. And that evolved and more people joined the movement, and then it became a charity run. And so I've been running every single day since the first day of June, at least a mile a day every single day since the first day of June. So as of today, I have run grand total 173 miles. What? 173 miles. So for reference, that's from New York City to Baltimore. Took me 3 months to get there, but still, that's the distance from New York City to Baltimore. So I'm really excited about that. Also, if you've been watching, you know that I'm donating 100% of the proceeds because people started pledging unexpectedly. I'm donating 100% of the proceeds to 7 different nonprofits that work for the unhoused community. So that said, I talked about a few of them, but the 2 most recent donations, yesterday and today, I wanted to circle back to. So I may have to do a little commercial break while I get this set up. I'll be right back. Okay. Yeah, there we go. I'm adding this to the screen so you can see it. So this, I can make that a little bit bigger. There we go. So this is Unhoused Memphis. This was today's donation. And actually the way they have donations is not online. You have to mail a check. And so just a FYI to those of you who didn't start banking online during the pandemic, you can mail checks to people without having to get an envelope or a stamp. All you have to do, as I did this morning, was type in the address for Unhoused Memphis into the online banking system. And then I just typed in the amount, and the bank takes care of mailing the check out. And I actually, when I first started doing this, I sent myself a check for $1 just so I could see what it looked like. And it's really cool. It looks very professional. And everything is typewritten. So anyway, today's donation, $140 to Unhoused Memphis. I'm going to read a little bit about what they do right here from their website. All right, Unhoused Memphis offers hospitality to homeless and poor guests. Hospitality includes welcoming of guests and the offering of basic services such as clothing, hygiene items, showers, and serving coffee or other beverages. We seek to interact with our guests and will learn their names and their stories. So that's really cool. A couple of things really stand out for me. The fact that they offer showers on a regular basis. They offer coffee, which is kind of like a ritual, like the ritual of getting coffee in the morning, and it normalizes the day in some regard, and also that they learn people's names and stories. That's really cool. All right, so that's Manor House. So please check them out on social media. Manor House Memphis. They're on Instagram, I know, and support them if you're interested in getting involved in some of these other nonprofits. All right, so also I'm going to show you yesterday's donation. I'm going to do the commercial break again. I'll be right back. Okay, my commercial break is not quite long enough. Here we go. There it is. This is Hospitality Hub Memphis. So we're doing a lot of work in Memphis this week. All right, so this is Hospitality Hub. So I'm going to read you a little bit about Hospitality Hub. As you see, they've got a ton of services. They got services for housing, employment, veterans, identification, transportation, health. All right, so what I want to highlight, however, is under other hub services. And we'll just highlight this that I'm highlighting in blue. That says temporary mailing address. This is critically important. I just learned about how critically important that is recently. A friend of mine who's a reverend was able to get someone off the street from homeless, her and her kids, from homeless to housed, employed, and then she was able to raise enough money that she moved her family to another city. All because he let her use the church as a mailing address, because you have to have a mailing address to apply for many services and to receive your birth certificate and to apply for a job. So in her case, she was able to apply for a job because she had an address of record, and that getting that job enabled her to stair step her way all the way up to being able to move her family to another city. So it sounds really small, but letting someone use your address, or an institution letting people use their address to apply for jobs, is very significant, and it can literally get people off the street. So shout out to Hospitality Hub for doing that work. And I'm going to show you one other thing from Hospitality Hub, and I'll be right back. Okay. Who is... Oh, can you see it? There we go. Check that out. This is Hospitality Hub's Instagram. As you can see, hopefully, make that a little bigger. That's me and Lenora, the Hero Team Ambassador for Mississippi. And this is us when we visited Hospitality Hub in March of this year. And that's the representative between us. I can't remember her name now. But we're holding gift bags that contain all kinds of all kinds of hero items: hoodies, sweatshirts, t-shirts. Oh no, we didn't have t-shirts then, but hoodies and sweatshirts and masks, obviously, as you see both of us wearing them. Oh yeah, there's a t-shirt right there. Yeah, Lenore's wearing a t-shirt. So maybe t-shirts too. We had a lot of things that we gave to them. And if you look in my hand, you'll see that I'm holding Bunheads. That's a New York Times bestselling book by Misty Copeland, which ties into my shout outs for today. So I'm going to come back to that in a second. So yeah, this was us in Memphis at Hospitality Hub in March. And also I made those bracelets that Lenora is wearing. So a lot of things going on in this picture. And I actually discovered this on their social media by accident yesterday. I was, making a donation and I saw, oh, we're on their website. So shout out to Hospitality Hub for shouting us out on their social media. Appreciate that. Okay, so again, I will list all the nonprofits and I will put their information up once I've done the donations to all 7 nonprofits. But as I tell you about these places, please get involved, reach out to them, see if there's something that you could do for them that fits into your wheelhouse. Because the idea is for me to not only donate, but also to expose you to these nonprofits so that you can help them grow. These are, relatively small nonprofits that are doing the work for the unhoused community. Okay, so, I think that's it in terms of the tallies. So I got a quick run story and then some shout outs. So my run story is that for those of you that don't know, I have been doing run reports almost daily. No, I've been doing them daily, but I wasn't doing them in the beginning. So the run reports are new to August, but I've been doing them every day on my social media. So check out my Instagram at Sekou Writes or my Facebook page, which is the Sekou Writes page. And you can see these run reports. So I go running in the morning every day, obviously, and then I talk about my thoughts, impressions that occur to me while I run right afterwards. So what I noticed today is that my routes are random. And I guess I noticed that before, but I paid attention to it today. My routes are very random. If you look at the map of my routes, they're all over the place. And the reason that they're all over the place is because I run based on traffic now, because New York is busy. So I'll jog, and if I hit a red light, I'll make a left. So I don't like to stop, really. There are some joggers that just stop at the corner, and then they stop their timing device, and they just kind of jog in place until the light turns green. I don't like to do that. I don't like to lose momentum. It's too dangerous. I want to keep forward momentum. So what I'll do is I'll make a left or a right. And so it ends up going all over the place. I do that until I get to the West Side Highway, and then I've got a pretty clear route. So my point about this is you should have, I'm talking to me too, you should have an intention for your route, a direction. Not just for your running route, for your life. You should have a clear direction, because when you don't, you're subject to the whims and wills of the world. You get blown this way and that way, as I do by the traffic. But what I also notice is that when I run the same route, when I don't worry about the traffic, I'm dedicated to a specific route. My app, the Strava app, is keeping track of how well I'm doing specifically on that route, so that I can pay attention to that and make myself better. I can work harder along that route. But if you run a different route every day, then it's harder to track your progress. Like, it's more scenic, but it's harder to track how much better you're doing. So I just found out that I am a local legend, according to the app, for the park next to the turnip truck on Charlotte in Nashville, because I used to go there for my juice and I would jog around the park. There's lots of people that jog through the park, but there weren't many people jogging around the park, now that I think about it. And so the app had declared me a local legend. Now, if I had known that, I'd have run there all the time, right? To double down on the fact that I was a local legend. And the app is also telling me that there's a strip of the West Side Highway where I've had several personal records. And so now that I know that, I'm going to pay more attention to it and run that route and try to pull my times down. So back full circle to the point. If you know where you're going and you have a clear direction, that will help you make yourself better, because it helps you quantify how you're doing and just work at becoming better. So that's my run wisdom for today. All right, so shout out to Misty Copeland, and that's why I still have this photo up. I want to make this bigger again. That book, once again, that's in my arms, that I donated to Hospitality Hub and several other nonprofits, is a children's book by Misty Copeland. It's a New York Times bestseller. It's been 2 weeks on the New York Times bestseller list. And also, I saw Misty Copeland last night, so there's the tie-in. A few friends of mine reached out to me last night and invited me to this event. I had no awareness of it, but I decided to go, and it was really cool. It was in Lower Manhattan. I'm gonna try to put this up on the screen too. It was in Lower Manhattan, and it was on a place called Little Island, which has been created since I was here in New York. It's how do I explain? It is a little island, but it's like it was constructed. So it's like it looks like Legos. It looks like Legos with grass on top of it. So it was pretty cool. And I'm gonna add this to the stream so you can see it. Can you see that? There you go. All right, make that a little bit bigger. So Little Island presents NYC Free. So it's a series of events. But the one that I saw last night was Misty Copeland reading historic works by Black people about social injustice. And then they were performing ballet. And then there was a a former dancer who is now a DJ playing music behind it. So they were dancing ballet to hip hop music, which was very interesting, while Misty was reading like these passages. So this was in response to George Floyd. They started working on this in response to George Floyd, and it just developed over time. So it was a really, really cool. Yeah, it was a really cool event. I'm glad I caught it. The person that co-curated the event was Robert Garland from Dance Theater of Harlem. He's their resident choreographer. So it was a really cool event. I'm not sure if it's available publicly yet. They might be just kind of trying it out, but it was a cool event. So shout out to Misty for doing that work and furthering the conversation about race and racism within the community of ballet. That was really cool. Okay, so I think that's all my stuff for today. Make sure you check me out on social media for the Run Report. That's a daily thing now, every morning. And also make sure you check out my podcast, the Sacred Rights Podcast, and Get Rich 101. Both of those podcasts are available on all the podcast streaming platforms. Okay, so please join me again here today in a few minutes at 10:30 Eastern, 9:30 Central, where I'll be producing SIP with Rev Melissa and probably popping in to say a few words towards the end. And today's Thursday, so I'm back here tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central. That'll be Flashback Friday, so join me while I recap the whole week. All right, so thanks for tuning in, and I will see you tomorrow. Keep doing, be a hero, be your own hero, and remember that now is better than perfect. Later.